Hi, Joyful Rising. It is 9:18 in the morning and I am enjoying a nice cup of tea. So today I was supposed to return to work from maternity leave, but in a turn of events that I will not discuss, I am unemployed. I am unemployed, and for the time being, I guess I'm a stay-at-home mom until the situation changes. As much as I would love to stay home with my babies and just raise them, it is not financially an option for my family right now. So I am trying not to get too comfortable. I am going through a brutal pruning season in my life. I feel like right now there's just been so many changes, losses, being forced to change habits in my life, and trying to get clarity on what to do next. I think things are being blocked for a divine reason, and I'm just talking to God and trying to figure out, what do I do now? I made a decision that I was going to just trust in God, not let my circumstances bring me down and have me depressed, anxious. And I do have moments of having those feelings, but the Lord is my anchor, and I think that is what helps me to traverse those moments and those feelings and to maintain my joy, really. I'm seeing the blessing in the situation. I'm so happy that I get extra time at home with my little ones, especially the youngest. He's only 2 months old, and the thought of dropping him off at a daycare was just so nauseating. And yeah, I think I just have an issue with the world we live in. Because on one hand, it is a complete blessing to have children. It is a natural desire to want to bear children, to raise them. But we don't really live in a world that's friendly and conducive to that. I understand this rise of the child-free movement. I knew in my heart that if God blessed me with the gift of fertility, with the gift of bearing children, that was never going to be an option for me. I mean, since I was a little girl, I always wanted to be a mother. I always wanted to be a wife. I always wanted to have a family of my own. Hi, Editing Amanda here. So I'm going through the footage, editing, and realizing that in this section, I started to kind of go off on a tangent, and I was really long-winded with trying to get my point across. So I'm just here to summarize what I was trying to say. And essentially, I was trying to say that although I was raised and given skills that would help me be a good mother and wife, I was also pushed to go to college and to have a great career and to make sure that I was making decent money. However, no one shared with me the realities of the difficulty that would come with balancing all three things. So I feel like when I was choosing my career, I never had in mind what it would look like and how I could choose a career that would help me balance all of those things. And I don't know if it was generational or cultural differences that made this part never come up, but no, I feel like nobody told me how difficult it would be to drop off your child at daycare, or how you might have a desire to want to stay home with your children. I don't remember those conversations ever coming up as I was being raised. So yeah, that was it. It is hard. It's hard. So yeah, that's it. The way that careers are now, it doesn't really allow you to have that perfect balance, because if both parents are gone from 9 to 5 and your kids are going to school from, let's say, 7 to 3 or something, 8 to 3, whatever the hours are, how do you make that work? Or like you have children and they're so small, and now it's like, okay, I get 12 weeks with them and now I have to bring them to daycare for a stranger that I would never honestly have the time to get to know. I mean, over time, the drop-offs and pickups and, you know, maybe some school events. But you don't know them, you don't know their morals, you don't know their values, you don't know what their life is like outside of work, and they are the ones that are with your children the majority of the time. When you're not a parent yet, it's hard to conceptualize the reality of that. You just think to yourself, oh, I'm gonna have this child, and yeah, that's just what everybody does. You put them in daycare, no choice, right? And I remember when we had our first child, the thought, we had jobs that were more flexible. Like I worked at the hospital, so I did like 3 12-hour shifts, and my husband had a job where he had a more flexible schedule that could work around the 3 days that I was working, and because of that, we did not have to put our child in daycare. Actually, the situation changed and I was a stay-at-home mom for like a year and a half while I finished getting my degree. I think that gave me perspective as to why I would never want my child to be in daycare, especially when they're so young. But, you know, this time it was just kind of like an acceptance of like, okay, well, now I've got my degree and I've started my career, so I have no other choice. My hours were 8 to 4. My husband, he works very long hours in his job. So there was just no way that we were going to be able to have that kind of setup again. And that was just a fact of life. But now here I am. I'm finding the blessing in being able to stay home longer with my baby, but it's not sustainable. I have to work. I have to bring in income. And is it necessarily what I want to do? No. I'm going to be 100% honest. What I've come to figure out is there is a problem with the way our world is set up. It does not allow for us to have time with our families. I see my husband, you know, Saturday, Sunday for the full day, and then it's back to work. Even when I was in my job, it was just this wake up in the morning, rush, get out the house, sit in traffic. Sometimes like I didn't know what the traffic was gonna look like. 45 minutes to an hour and a half. That was very stressful. And then I would drop off my child to daycare and he would cry, or he would, oh my gosh, sorry, it's making me emotional, but I would drive off and I would watch, he would come to the window and he would have this defeated look on his face or accepting, I don't know, but you could just tell that he was sad, but he had no choice. You know, like he knew that he had no choice. Like this was just a fact of life, was that I'm gonna be here all day and my mom is gonna leave me. And I remember getting in the car and waving by at him at the window, and he would just watch me drive off, the saddest look on his face. And there were so many mornings where I would just cry on my way to work because I just felt like I was just abandoning my child. But at the same time, I knew that the best thing for him would be to have a house with a stable income. It's kind of like one of those really tough things because you don't know what's the right thing to do, right? You have to plan financially for their future. We have so many goals that we want to reach as a family. I'm drinking black tea. this is just kind of one of those mornings where I just put Abel down. He woke up and he's down for his first morning nap, and Azzy is still sleeping. And we don't have anywhere to go, so I just let him sleep in as much as he wants. And I am going to watch House of the Dragon as soon as I get done with this. If Azzy doesn't wake up, because that's obviously not a show that you can watch in front of kids. Now Azzy has woken up. I got to finish folding up the clothes and got him ready for the day, brushed his teeth, got him cleaned up, clothed, everything. And he has now requested to eat eggs as his first meal. So that is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make him some eggs. No, what's this? Cooking spray.
Cooking spray.
Yeah. There. I have folded Azzy's clothes, cleaned the kitchen, folded our clothes, and now I am going to work on some stuff on my laptop and then pick up on some cleaning. I still need to do the living room, and I need to fold Abel's clothes. And yeah, it's a pretty good day so far. I had a really nice conversation on the phone with my mom. Just kind of catching up and filling each other in on like what's going on in our lives right now. And yeah, that's about it. I also need to eat something. It is now 1:28 p.m. and this breastfeeding mom has not eaten. I need to get it together, y'all. I need to get it together. Oh my gosh, I fell asleep last night without doing anything to my hair. And it's just like a mess. So tonight, hopefully, I can remember to do something to it, like twist it up or braid it. Feel better now that I had that peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Oh. Yeah, we're just chilling. Oh, that's a big yawn. Are you gonna take another nap? This is what we're eating tonight. Just Meats Mix, delicious ready-to-eat protein options that are perfect for busy moms on days where you want to make a quick and easy dinner. The animals are treated humanely and are grass-fed. 100% meat sourced locally in Utah, no added colors or flavors. If you're interested in trying, here is my discount code. Take my first bite. This brisket.
Papa,
That's pretty good. So that was a day in my life, and we're going to enjoy dinner and the rest of the evening. See you next time.
See you next.